Welcome back to our channel, Valuable Coins Hub. These rare coins make people rich. Who knew this black crack and air pennies could be rare and worth more than you ever imagine? Let's find out why. Don't miss out one of these. Who know a single coin make you rich? Number 1. Today, we're going deep into the world of small change that can hide some truly big surprises. I've got something right here that may look like an ordinary penny. But trust me, by the end of this video, you'll never look at the 1996 Lincoln cent the same way again. I'm going to show you its hidden uniqueness, rare errors that can make it worth serious money, and collector tips that you just can't miss. So sit back, grab your coin jar, and let's dive right in. Now, the 1996 Lincoln cent comes from a time when billions of these little coins rolled out of the US Mint. Most people spent them without a second thought, but collectors know better. Behind that simple copper-plated zinc surface lies the potential for rare varieties and minting mistakes that can turn a single cent into a collector's dream. On the obverse, you've got the proud portrait of Abraham Lincoln, the most recognized face in American coinage. That sharp detail, those smooth fields around him, that's what you want to see if you're hunting for top-grade examples. Flip it over, and there's the Lincoln Memorial, an iconic reverse that has been part of everyday life for decades. But here's where it gets exciting. Some 1996 pennies carry mistakes from the mint that slipped through unnoticed. We're talking about dramatic off-center strikes where part of the design is missing, double-die obverse varieties where Lincoln's features or the lettering look doubled, and even coins struck on the wrong planchet, giving them a completely different weight or color. These are the kinds of treasures that make collectors' hearts race. And here's the beauty of it. Even though millions were made, finding one of these coins in pristine, uncirculated condition or with one of these rare errors is like striking gold in the middle of your pocket change. Collectors are always on the hunt for them, and when they appear, they don't last long in the market. If you're a collector, here's a tip. Always check for sharp details in Lincoln's hair and beard, and look closely at the words "Liberty" and "In God We Trust," 4 signs of doubling. Use a good magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe. Your eyes alone can miss what could be worth hundreds or even thousands. And remember, condition is king. The cleaner, sharper, and more original the coin, the higher its value, so handle them with care and store them properly. I've seen examples of 1996 Lincoln cents with rare errors selling in major auctions for thousands of dollars, especially in big coin collecting cities like Chicago, Philadelphia, and Dallas. Dealers and online marketplaces are full of stories where a single cent found in a change jar ended up becoming the star of someone's collection and selling for a life-changing amount. Now here's the original kicker. When it was first released, this 1996 Lincoln cent was worth exactly 1 cent. Just 1 penny. And yet today, in the right condition and with the right rarity, it can fetch prices that no one could have imagined back in the 90s. So go ahead and check your jars, your drawers, and even the change you get from the store. You might just be holding a little piece of history that collectors all over the country are dreaming about. This isn't just a coin. It's a chance to own something rare, valuable, and truly exciting. If you enjoyed learning about this hidden treasure, make sure to like, subscribe, and ring that bell so you never miss another amazing coin story. Who knows? The next rare find could be sitting in your hand right now. Number 2, we're stepping back into the year 1980. A time when the United States was going through changes, styles were bold, music was electric, and pennies like the one I'm holding here were made with real copper. This is the 1980 Lincoln cent, and while it may look small and simple, it's got stories to tell and surprises that could make a collector's heart race. So stay with me till the very end, because what I'm about to share could completely change the way you see this little coin in your pocket. Now, the 1980 penny was minted 2 years before the US made a big shift in how pennies were made. This one still has that heavier feel because it's 95% copper, not the copper-plated zinc we see today. That alone makes it a favorite among collectors and metal enthusiasts. There's something about holding one that just feels solid and full of history. Take a good look at the obverse, and there's President Abraham Lincoln, detailed, noble, and timeless. His face has been on the cent since 1909, but the 1980 version has its own charm. The lines in his hair, the sharpness of his coat, the lettering of "Liberty" and "In God We Trust." These are the details that make a coin stand out when it's in excellent condition. Flip it over, and you'll see the Lincoln Memorial standing proudly, every column visible, with that tiny statue of Lincoln in the center. It's a design we all know, but for collectors, It's the little imperfections or extra details that can turn a simple penny into something extraordinary. And speaking of imperfections, here's where the real excitement begins. Some 1980 pennies left the mint with rare and valuable errors. Imagine a double-die obverse where the date or the letters look doubled under magnification, or an off-center strike where part of the design is missing and the blank space of the planchet peeks through. There are even examples where the coin was struck on the wrong metal planchet entirely, giving it a completely different weight and color. These mistakes are like hidden treasures that slipped past the mint's inspection, making them incredibly sought after today. Collectors love coins that are different, coins that tell a unique story. And when you combine an error with a coin that's already in uncirculated condition, you've got something that can sell fast and for serious money. I've seen rare 1980 Lincoln cents pop up in major coin shows and auctions, catching the attention of collectors in big cities like New York, Chicago, and Los Angeles, where bidding wars drive prices higher and higher. If you're a coin hunter or collector, here's my tip. Always check the details closely. Look at the date, the lettering, and the portrait for any signs of doubling. Examine the rim for signs of an off-center strike. Weigh the coin to make sure it's the standard copper weight. If it's lighter, you might have a wrong planchet strike on your hands. And remember, the better the condition, the more you'll be able to get for it. So handle it carefully and store it in a protective case if you think it's special. The demand for copper-era Lincoln cents is still strong, and collectors know that once these coins are gone from circulation, they won't be coming back. That's why so many people are searching their change, their jars, and their old family collections, hoping to find one that could be the next big sale at an auction. Now here's the amazing part. When it was first released in 1980, this Lincoln cent was worth just 1 cent. And yet today, the right example in pristine condition or with a rare error can sell for hundreds or even thousands of times its original value in the right market. So next time you see a 1980 penny, don't just toss it aside. Give it a good look. You might just be holding something far rarer than you ever imagined. This isn't just a coin. It's a piece of American history, a collector's prize, and maybe, just maybe, your ticket to a great payday. Number 3. We are going deep into the story of the 1982 United States Lincoln cent. A coin that might just be sitting in your drawer or change jar right now, waiting to surprise you with its rarity and potential value. Trust me, you do not want to miss any part of this because by the end, you'll be looking at every penny in your pocket a whole lot differently. The year 1982 was an important one for the Lincoln cent. Something major happened in U.S. coin history. The penny actually changed its metal composition that year. For decades, the Lincoln cent had been made mostly of copper, but in 1982 the U.S. Mint switched to copper-plated zinc. This means that 1982 cents exist in 2 major types, the heavy copper ones and the lighter zinc ones, and collectors love hunting both. Even more interesting, there were multiple varieties made with small date and large date designs for both metals. That's a total of 7 different 1982 penny varieties, and some are much harder to find than others. But the real magic for collectors comes when you find a 1982 penny that has a rare mint error or one of the more elusive varieties. There are examples where the coin was struck on the wrong planchet, double die errors where the date or lettering looks doubled, off-center strikes that show blank areas, and even transitional errors where the wrong metal was used. Imagine pulling a penny from your change and realizing it's one of the rare copper small date versions in pristine condition. That's the thrill that keeps collectors searching day after day. The condition of the coin is everything when it comes to value. While most circulated 1982 pennies are common, those that have been preserved in stunning, uncirculated, mint state condition are where the real money is. Collectors at coin shows and online auctions are willing to pay impressive amounts for coins that still shine like the day they were struck. Add in an unusual error and you're suddenly talking about a serious bidding war. For anyone who's just starting out in coin collecting, here's a little tip. Always weigh your 1982 pennies if you can. Copper ones weigh about 3.11 grams, and zinc ones are around 2.5 grams. This is the quickest way to separate the types and spot something special. Keep an eye out for that copper small date from the Denver Mint. That's one of the key finds in the 1982 series. And if you see anything unusual in the strike, lettering, or even the edges, it's worth getting it checked by a professional grading service. The world of penny collecting is full of stories of people finding rare coins in pocket change and selling them for unbelievable amounts. Some pristine 1982 Lincoln cents with rare errors have sold in major auctions in cities like Dallas and Chicago for impressive sums. All because the finder knew exactly what they were looking at. And now for the part you've been waiting for, the value. If you have a rare 1982 Lincoln cent in top condition, especially one with a desirable error, its original market value can reach as high as $15,000 in the right sale. That's right. A single penny, something most people overlook, could be worth enough to take a vacation, buy a used car, or make a serious addition to your savings. Number 4. Sometimes it's not the oldest coin that turns heads in the collector's world. It's the one that hides a secret in plain sight. The 1993 United States Lincoln cent is one of those coins that can surprise you when you least expect it. This isn't just about a penny in your change jar. This is about a piece of American history that could hold far more value than you'd imagine if you know what to look for. The 1993 Lincoln cent may seem like just another copper-plated zinc coin at first glance, but collectors know this was a year that produced some fascinating variations and errors. Some coins from this year left the mint with striking misalignments, double designs, or even off-center strikes that instantly turned them from common pocket change into collector treasures. These errors aren't just accidents, they're rare quirks that make a coin stand out in the market and can drive demand through the roof. One of the big talking points among coin enthusiasts is how crisp the strike appears on certain 1993 cents. If you find one with sharp, clean lettering and a flawless Lincoln portrait, you're looking at a coin that collectors will pay attention to. And if your coin happens to have an unusual mint mark placement or a doubling on the date or motto, you might just have something very special in your hands. For collectors, condition is everything. A 1993 cent in mint state with full luster can be worth far more than face value, and if it's a rare error variety, it can fetch impressive prices in auctions. Coins with off-center strikes that still keep the date visible are especially sought after, as are those with clear doubling in God We Trust or Liberty. These are the kinds of pieces that spark bidding wars in coin shows and online marketplaces. If you're searching rolls of pennies or checking your old coin jars, always keep an eye out for any unusual features on a 1993 cent. Even slight imperfections can make a huge difference for value. Collectors are constantly scanning for that one coin that looks just a little different, the one that tells a story of how it slipped through the mint with a unique identity. In today's market, a regular 1993 Lincoln cent might trade hands for just its face value, but a pristine uncirculated example or a rare error variety can sell for hundreds, and sometimes even over $1,000 in auctions depending on rarity and demand. There have been cases where beautiful mint state examples with dramatic off-center errors sold for more than $1,200 in major coin shows across states like California and Texas. That's why I always say, never underestimate the humble penny, especially the 1993 Lincoln cent with its potential errors and high-grade examples in the wild. Every collector dreams of finding that one coin that turns a small discovery into a big payday, and this is exactly the kind of coin that can make that happen. Number 5 and last coin, picture this. You're holding a small, copper-colored coin in your hand. It's just a penny, or at least, that's what you think. But what if I told you, this little coin could be worth thousands of dollars, hiding in plain sight for 40 years, waiting for someone like you to discover its secret? The year is 1983. America is buzzing with change, the music, the fashion, the technology. But inside the US Mint, something happens that no one expected. A change in metal composition had already swept through the nation's penny supply just 1 year earlier. The mint had moved from solid copper to lighter copper-plated zinc coins. But in the middle of this transition, a few stubborn copper blanks from the previous year somehow slipped through the system and got struck with the 1983 design. These weren't supposed to exist. They were ghosts in the machine, accidents the mint never planned. But to a collector, they're not accidents. They're treasure. And the moment you put one on a scale and see the needle hit 3.11 grams, your heart starts pounding because you know you've just uncovered a rarity most people will never see in their lifetime. But the copper planchet error isn't the only secret 1983 holds. There's another prize, one only the sharp-eyed hunter can catch. The 1983 double die reverse. Look closely at the words United States of America and E pluribus unum. If the letters appear doubled, like a shadow printed in metal, you could be staring at a coin that collectors will pay handsomely for. In the right condition, These varieties can spark bidding wars in auction rooms from New York to Dallas. Imagine this. You're at your kitchen table, pouring out a pile of loose change. Your eyes land on a 1983 penny. You think nothing of it. But then you feel the weight in your hand. You grab your scale. The reading comes back heavy. Copper. Real copper. The kind that's worth far, far more than a single cent. And in that moment, you're no longer just counting coins. You're holding history. Collectors know condition is everything. A copper 1983 penny in uncirculated condition isn't just valuable. It's a legend. We've seen them sell for over $15,000 in high-profile auctions. Yes, $15,000 for a single penny you might find in your change at a gas station. Even the double-die varieties have sold for hundreds or even thousands, depending on their grade and the hunger of the bidders in the room. So here's my advice. Check every 1983 penny you come across. Weigh it. Study it under a magnifying glass. Because the thrill of finding one of these coins isn't just about the money. It's about the hunt, the story, the moment you realize you've plucked a hidden gem from the everyday world. And when you do, you'll never look at pocket change the same way again. Some people dream of finding buried treasure under the ocean or in the mountains. But sometimes, the treasure is right there in your pocket, disguised as a single ordinary penny, waiting for you to discover it. So, maybe this little coin in my hand looks ordinary to most people, but to the right collector, it's a piece of American history, a survivor of decades, a witness to countless stories, and possibly a key to a life-changing discovery. If you've been watching this thinking, could I have one like that? There's only one way to find out. Go check your change. That jar on your dresser, that box in your attic, it might just be hiding a treasure you never knew you had. And remember, every coin has a story, and some are worth far more than their face value. If you love uncovering secrets like this, hit that like button, share this with your friends, and subscribe, because the next coin we reveal might just be the one sitting in your pocket right now.